With an Oscar on her shelf and decades of red carpet mastery, Dame Helen Mirren is synonymous with composure and elegance. But her newest photo series? That's a different story. At 79, Helen delivers a fearless visual essay that rewrites the rules, age, convention, and expectation included. When you see how fully she owns her image, you may gasp that this is the same silver-haired legend you know from screens worldwide. Stay with me through the final frame. It begins with a black-and-white studio portrait that took social media by storm. Against a softly lit white backdrop, Helen stands poised, shoulders open, posture long, the light brushing her jawline like a signature. A single strand of pearls drapes around her neck, simple, deliberate, and impossibly cinematic. She crosses her arms in a classic V pose that sculpts gentle lines through her midsection and elongates her silhouette. Feet a touch wider than hip width, toes slightly angled outward, chin lifted, eyes downcast in a calm exhale. Every element feels intentional. The pearls rest in two clean loops just below the collarbone, catching the glow like punctuation marks. Want to evoke that same pearls and skin moment? Keep the styling minimal. One long necklace, a smooth neckline, a strapless slip or off-shoulder top works, and a pose that frames the torso without strain. Tilt the head back a breath so the light draws a quiet highlight along the jaw. Scene 2 moves to dawn in a glass-walled conservatory where leaves climb like a story around steel and stone. Helen steps into frame in a sheer nude-toned wrap skirt layered over a neutral bodysuit, a whisper of texture that hints at movement without saying too much. The floor-grazing mesh cinches high at the waist and releases into a float that catches the breeze. She anchors her right foot behind, touches her left toes to the marble ahead, and creates an elegant forward line. One hand rests lightly at a wrought iron railing. The other gathers the knot of the wrap just enough to reveal the architecture of the pose. Long thigh, lifted crown, open chest. Her silver hair is pulled into a loose bun that frames her neck and shoulders, and her gaze meets the greenery beyond the glass as sunrise threads golden light through the leaves. To build your own mesh and greenery look, choose a wrap skirt close to your skin tone and pair it with a subtle, seamless base layer. Place one leg forward for length, rest the opposite hand at the waist or rail for balance, and shoot at first light so the background sparkles softly behind you. Across the series, Helen turns wardrobe into language. Pearls and mesh are just the opening lines. As the narrative widens, you catch glimmers of moonlit metallic swim silhouettes that reflect like liquid mercury, structured leather accents worn as modern armor, airy lace that reads like hand-drawn filigree, and sleek body-skimming gowns that move as if choreographed. None of it feels like costume. It feels authored. Curated textures, considered lines, and an eye for how fabric converses with light. Zoom tighter and the craft shows through. Tailoring that defines the waist without squeezing. Accessories that mirror ambient brightness so highlights dance. Delicate chainwork that emphasizes posture rather than distracting from it. And makeup kept luminous and restrained, letting bone structure and movement carry the frame. The through line is unmistakable. Confidence isn't a trend. It's the thesis. Thanks for staying for the last resonant reveal. If Helen left you speechless, tap like and drop a comment. Which vision stunned you? The classic pearls, the dawn-lit conservatory, the leather and steel rooftop, the lace by the water, or the metallic infinity shimmer? Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss the next deep dive into game-changing celebrity style. Until we meet again, remember, confidence is ageless.